Hey gang, we're in Rockford, Illinois today. We're at Calvary Cemetery here, and we're going to visit the grave of a young 15-year-old boy that lost his life in a most merciless way back in the 70s. I want to thank Mark Hullinger, who's a viewer, for tipping me off to this terrible story, unfortunately, but this is a story about a boy who needs to be remembered. His name was Joey Didier, and his life was taken by a ruthless pedophile. Joseph Lawrence Joey Didier was born December 16th, 1959, just a few months after I was born, and that's why the story just hits really close to home for me. And I look at his picture and it takes me back to my grade school days. The hairstyle, the vest on the dress shirt, that class picture that you take. Handsome young man he was. Joey. He disappeared on March 4th, 1975 while he was delivering newspapers for the Rockford Morning Star. You know, getting up early, probably in the dark, making a little change, doing a good thing. Very sadly, he was found naked and strangled 11 days later at a place called Apple Canyon Boy Scout Camp near Woodbine, Illinois, which is actually, this is literally next to the woods where we went, where we show the location of little Maria Ridolph's body. She was from Sycamore, Illinois. I'll put that link in, but it was just horrifying. Now, the killer was caught and he was arrested March 21st, 1975. And this was before our late and great DNA forensic techniques. But Joey was not the first. And this is where, again, our criminal and judicial system and prosecution, but mainly just judges and judgment. This killer, whose name was Robert Henry Lauer, actually was interviewed by a local newspaper at a parole hearing many years later, where he started to share more about his crimes, and of course he felt bad, he was remorseful. But he related back that in 1958 he had his sexual desires overflowing, which prompted him to abduct a boy in Nevada when he was in the U.S. Air Force. Now, he took this boy to the desert and he raped him. And then he brought him back to town and he dropped him off on the edge of town. Now, of course, he was caught, but guess what? Didn't serve any jail time. Why? Well, they made a deal. They made a deal between the military and the local authorities to, well, we'll discharge him. That'll be his punishment. We're not going to put him in jail. We'll just kick him out of the Air Force. That's punishment enough, isn't it? And we'll send him back to his family here, and he can, you know, his parents can deal with this. You know, like he was a 5-year-old. Well, he wasn't a 5-year-old. He was in the Air Force. Well, Nice job, because of course soon after, his deviant urges would get the best of him, and after doing another crime, he spent 7 years in prison for sexually assaulting an 11-year boy near here in Freeport by Rockford. He was released in 1972. So these lapses in judgment costing another boy his innocence, but as we're going to talk about, costing Joey his life. What's really worse is that although he died in prison, this monster, from unknown causes, he did outlive both of Joey's parents. And that is just heartbreaking. Heartbreaking to think about. When you look at his picture, he looks like, to me, the Tony Muncie story. That Daniel Allen Anderson, they look close. And you know what that tells me? It tells me that these are average looking people, like the people we see. You go to the Home Depot, you go to Walmart, heck, you go to the school. They're all around us. Not everywhere, but they're there. But I think that, in today's day of age with, we've got cameras all over the place, and we've got our DNA forensic techniques. I really believe that's probably dissuading a lot of this kind of stuff. Hopefully, it's still going to happen. And we are here at the Didier family plot, right here. And right before us, we have 3 graves. And right here is Joey's grave. Right here. I'm going to step to the side and lean over. Our beloved son, Joseph Joey Didier, or Didier, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. December 16, 1959, March 4th, 1975. And as I said, I'm just going to shift hands here and lean over to Mom. It's Rosemary Sue, who passed away October 31st, Halloween Day, 2007. Loving wife, grandmother. Loving wife, mother, and grandmother. Boy, that's so sad. The killer outlives even the parents. And after all those crimes, and then kills this boy, it's hard to talk about. This is the father, loving husband and father, George L. Didier, or Didier, June 30th, 1924, July 5th, 1999. So you can only imagine the grief that this family had to go through. And the neighbors rallied, the family rallied, the people here in Rockford. They're not forgotten. The beautiful flowers here for the Didier family. So anyway, I didn't want this story to be forgotten. They're not forgotten here, but I wanted to share this. Everybody should, across the country, across the world, know the story and remember this family and remember Joey. Rest in peace.